Thank you for tuning in today. I am Dr. Victoria J. Hart, and I will be speaking on the art of you take one step, I take two. This should be a nice short recording, so I ask you to sit back and relax, and I'd like to ask you to bow your head in prayer. I ask that the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in your sight. I ask that you be blessed abundantly for the time you're spending in listening to this message today. I ask that you are safe on your journeys back from this event, as well as you possibly share this message with at least one other person. Amen. Achmandina was quoted by saying, "Small attempts repeated will complete any undertaking." Robert Browning is quoted by saying, "We find great things are made of little things, and little things go lessening till at least comes God behind them," unquote. A young woman tells the story about when she was a little girl. Her father, an artist, would be busy at his easel, mixing oils and paint on his canvases. She often sat nearby on the floor, working just as busily with her own set of crayons and coloring books. Many a time her father would set his brushes aside, reach down, and lift her up on his lap. Then he would curl her little hand around one of his brushes, enfolding it with his own larger and stronger hand. Ever so gently he would guide her hand and the brush, dipping it into the palette and mixing the burnt umbers and raw siennas. Then he would stroke the wet, shiny paint onto the canvas before them. The little girl watched with amazement as they painted something beautiful together. Possibly this loving father hoped that he was giving his daughter skills that would bring great fulfillment to her life. Today, that little girl, Joni Tata, a quadriplegic since a diving accident during her teen years, is still painting today. However, now she holds the paintbrush in her mouth. Much of her earnings as an artist are channeled into ministry to help others. Her compassion is a reflection of that shown her by a loving, tender father. Who can count the number of the small attempts made by Joni and her father that brought success to her artistry? The more we work toward improving something, whether it's a talent, a goal, a job, a relationship, or whatever, the more success we achieve toward that purpose. Step by step we progress. If we are able to articulate our own sense of purpose, have we moved to a degree along the avenue of transcending self and reach out toward humanity? Years ago, the song "Little Things Mean a Lot" was quite popular. That theme remains important for today's living in today's world. Whether we seek to advance from turmoil to peace, from fear to love, from study to creativity, from striving to arriving, the small things along the way often propel us forward, one excellence at a time, toward our goals. How have some of the little things in your life paved the way for the greater things? Do you remember memorizing the multiplication tables in school? How in the world did you begin? With the first table, 1 times 1, and you continued all the way through the tables. How many times did you repeat the first table until it became easily and readily in your mind? Then you moved on to the second table and so on. This is just a good example of small attempts repeated will complete any undertaking. Through practice and repetition, undertakings of increasingly complexity can be accomplished. In closing, life has often been called the schoolroom for spiritual wealth. Could the small experience of life serve as a training ground to each of us to be alert to the opportunities that knock at our door? We are seldom presented with challenges we cannot meet, with obstacles that we cannot overcome, or with problems that cannot be solved. It's approaching each situation with a positive attitude and proceeding to take one step at a time and in an effective way to reach a solution. Can you see the value of consistent daily application of attitudes and activities that serve to fulfill our goals? I want to thank you for tuning in today. I pray this message touches your heart or you feel led to share it with another person. I thank you for your time, your courtesy, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact me at AskDrVictoria@lightyourpurpose.com. You be blessed now. Have a fabulous day.